What should you expect if you're charged with a sex crime in Indian country? My name's Ted Hassey. I'm an attorney practicing in Oklahoma in federal and tribal courts. Uh, since McGirt and since the change in jurisdiction in eastern Oklahoma, uh, in recent years we have seen an enormous increase in the number of indictments in federal court for sex crimes and child sex crimes. Uh, One of the things now, once you're facing a federal indictment for a charge like that, you're you're in it. You're in serious trouble. You're up against really fantastic prosecutors who are supported by federal law enforcement agents, FBI, and you're facing sentencing guidelines that give it a near certainty that you will be facing jail time if you end up with a conviction. You're going to want to immediately find good retained counsel as soon as you know you are facing such charges, or even if you know that you may be facing such charges. I hear from clients who say, boy, I'd really rather be in tribal court. Well, I would really rather them be in tribal court, but we don't get to make the call. One thing we are seeing that wasn't necessarily anticipated after the McGirt ruling came down is that we're seeing charges of sex crimes, child sex crimes, child abuse. Some of these are being charged in tribal courts. What seems to happen is, in some cases, the U.S. Attorney's Office, that is the federal prosecutors for the Northern District or Eastern District of Oklahoma, will decline to prosecute on a case, but one of the nations will decide that something needs to be done anyway, and they will bring the charge. However, there are limitations for the nations. The felonies charged by Muskogee Creek Nation, for example, or any nation in the country, they have a maximum of 3 years for their felonies. So they could get a conviction for the most heinous crime, and still the maximum they can get is 3 years. So certainly, where they have an alleged criminal conduct, that they want to see somebody go to jail for a long time, they send it to the U.S. Attorney's Office first. That is the federal prosecutors. If the federal prosecutors decline, then the nation will file charges. If you or a loved one is facing charges, federal charges or charges in the Muskogee Creek Nation, give me a call, 918-932-2800. I'd be glad to talk to you about how I can help.